back in the next episode of Hero Collects Transgender Hate Mail, Homosexual Hate Mail, Atheist Hate Mail. Basically, me reacting to a bunch of screen caps on YouTube and DeviantArt. The response to comments, I'm going to get 60 at lifestyles. Yeah, a few other things. Trigger warning. If you don't like what I'm saying, go ahead, click off the video and go watch something else. Don't lie and say there's hate speech in my videos, because there is a hate speech in my videos. Speech you hate, that's a different story. Let's continue on people getting these wrong in these comment sections and me transgender male about versus abuse biology, and then getting to talk about that. It's good to get vaccinated so you can help stop the spread of germs. So you can, it's very important to do that. I'm hearing news that some viruses have been making a comeback because people are, some diseases are making a comeback because people have not been able to get vaccinated like they should. So they got over that. So let's get going. Also, there's going to be some overlap, what is important to do so that we can make sure to talk about everything. A nice meal of spaghetti and mixed vegetables that my brother made. It was very nice. And now, we're going to get on to work. Let's see here. And Jesus took the punishment on himself. But even without the death penalty for sin like that, sinning is still bad. It's up to us, to Christians like me, to help teach people that they don't need to sin to have a good life. My methods would be old school to you, but they are the way we do things, like it or not. Also, a person who is born with testicles will never be female. A person with ovaries will never be male. All people who want to be male or want to be female can do is lie about it and hide the evidence to the contrary. It's a waste of time and effort. Because it is. It is. Then the person says, I mean, I'm all for helping people, but if they don't want your help, pushing forward is violating a boundary, a boundary between reality and our fantasy, reality and fantasy. See, you keep saying, this is, here's real stuff. You can never be what you want in your fantasy, that's pushing a boundary because it's fake, because what they want is impossible, and you're saying it's impossible, But they don't want to hear that, so you saying it's impossible and actually trying to tell them about reality, can hurt their feelings. That's basically what they're saying. Violating a boundary, and if they don't want your help, you can't really help them. Like, I don't know, really, when I was in a church, I got taught that people shouldn't be forcing the ideals of their religion on other people, because that is in conflict. That's bad ideology there. You'd ask once, and if they decline, you make further with them still. Maybe you just learn to carry it to a further. If they're extreme than me, though, yes. Basically, to continue to tell the truth and preach the gospel is very important to go. And then I say, I know people can either accept or reject our advice, but it is a Christian's job to continue to give it whether they like it or not. And then the person says, but doesn't the Bible itself warn against forcing your release on someone? No. It's Romans something, I believe. I think it's 14, but I've been a hot minute since I've delved deeply into the remembering where everything is. But that's not what it means. Next. Well, you should study it. There are a lot of great things in it, including going out into the world and preaching the gospel to every creature. I say. The person says, well, I suppose I've studied it before, but not for spiritual reasons. It's good to study it for spiritual reasons. Any writer or writing analyzer would have to be absolutely stupid, don't you want to copy of it and read the Bible, the most serious book in the world, before writing something of their own. Even if I don't hold it as my religion, I still do recognize its contents, rules, and merits and stuff. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to still function in a primarily Christian society, XD. That being said, my previous point still stands. And yeah, it was Romans 14, apparently. Guess my memory hasn't really failed me yet. I don't care. I say, yeah, but there's no gray area with the Bible when it comes to the transgender lifestyle. It involves lying, and lying is wrong. And then the person says, if lying is wrong, stop lying to yourself. Well, why you hate them? By telling them the truth. You hate them by telling them the truth, right? No. Trying to stop them from going down bad pathways that end in failure every single time. The person with testicles tries to be a female, the person with ovaries tries to be a male. It never works. It never works. They have to learn to live with what body they have, learn to be themselves without lying about their sex. So that's the issue. That's not a fun pathway, but it's important. Just like someone who's white has learned to be white, learn to live with their white skin. Someone who's black has to learn to live with their black skin. Someone who's Asian has to learn to live with being Asian. Middle Eastern, whatever, Arabian, whatever, Hispanic, whatever. They have to learn to live with it. All the stereotypes that come along with it, they have to learn. We have to learn it. Can't be like, no, I'm not part of those stereotypes. See, look, I painted my skin. That's not necessary. That's a really bad idea. Nothing's wrong with our skin. It's this society. It's these ideas that are wrong. That's the issue. You gotta focus on that. No man hates going on another for going against his religion that I know of. It's really sad. Click. he uses the religion to justify the hate, it's not hate of sin, yes. Not people. Like I want you to explain to me why it's more lucrative to hate trans people, through truth, by telling them the truth and hurting their feelings, than to befriend them and accept them for who they want to be, present as, lie and say they are. Present, what present means. Lie and say they are. I'll challenge you not to use the Bible or mention the word sin either, because that stuff is just dead to rights. That doesn't work. I want to hear a non-spiritual, because it spiritually, I'm correct. Until they destroy this stuff. Response to my people should not exist, wanting to be something different than what they are apparently born to be through lies. I say, sorry, but I'm a Bible-believing Christian. There's a foundation of my belief system. I don't hate trans people. They believe they are trans people. I hate that they believe that they have to lie to have a good life, and that they are so confused about what makes them. The person says, sure, I'm glad you have a religion to affiliate with. If that's why you hate them, then why don't you try and help them through it rather than try to tell them they're wrong about it? But that's helping them through it. I know that you and I could never understand their pain because of lies I was told. We haven't lived it. Because the lies I was told. But you're supposed to help them through it, right? A person is hurting, you don't tell them they could have avoided the pain. You do. It's important to do. You comfort them when they need it and say that, they need to hear. No, you don't. No, you don't. I can enable them. You tell them not to do. You tell them to do better. I'll say what they need to hear, even if they don't like hearing it. That's the job of a Christian. It's supposed to be the truth and love. And so then the person says, careful not to preach about love and cause misery through truth. By preaching in love, by saying, stop, get out off this pathway. I was like, but the pathway makes me happy. Oh no, a cliff. Stop that from happening. You're not talking about truth and love, because according to lies I was told. You're talking about love and truth, according to lies I was told. You still aren't quite evoking when you spread your message of truth. Sorry, it doesn't work. Like, these people already doubt themselves every day and who they are and if they belong. Do you wholeheartedly believe that your comments help them find out who they want to be? Oh yeah, because it's like you can't be that. You cannot be a person with more testicles cannot be a female. So stop trying to be Sally, Jimmy. Person with ovaries cannot be a male. So stop trying to be Jimmy, Sally. You have to learn to live with those restrictions of reality. How it goes. Let's help them find who they want to be. Yeah. You're forcing onto them what you want them to be. And I say, who they are and what to be is up to them. What they are is physically is not. And they need to understand that so they can stop lying about it. And the person says, they don't have their own rights to physically change themselves. It's not a right. There it was. I say they're allowed to get surgery, but when it's to help, they can lie more convincing. It's important for them to learn that they don't have to do it. The person says, they're doing it for themselves, though, to hang out with other people, for themselves, in front of other people, but not for anyone else other than all the people that they want to show off, that they look like what they hope that the people like, right? That's not for other people, and it's for other people, right? Oh, yeah, it is. I'm sorry, but when you try to say that the transgender lifestyle is based on only based on yourself. Yeah, have fun. Yourself. No one else. Then why lie about your Michael sex? Why say, oh no, I'm not Jimmy, I'm Sally, or I'm not Sally, I'm Jimmy. Don't look at these. Don't look at that. Why present? I present. Why not just be like, in my side, I know who I am. Therefore, I will dress normally and act normally. Act like I want to act. People may hate that, but it's for me. That's what I do. So when someone's like, it's not for anyone else, it's for me. It's for me. That's it. It's just for myself. I do it for myself. But it's like, when I present, that's why, wait a minute. You present? Who are you presenting to? It's just one of the things. It's just like, it's for other people. It's just disguise yourself as something that you hope they like better than what you believe you are physically. It's not cool. And not necessary. People, though, there are people who hate on black people. Okay, for instance, there are people that hate on black people, but it's not because there's something wrong with black people. It's because there's something wrong with their belief system. Those people's belief system. They're taught lies about how black people work, what black people are like. They see us on the news, and they think we're all criminals because the lies they're told. So like, if someone were to say, "Oh no, I'm not a black person," I'm not. They are. That would be wrong because but they'd be like, but people hate black people. Like, yeah, but that's on them, not you. So that works. Very sad about that. Good time. Okay, so I'll see you guys next time. Check me out on YouTube and DeviantArt.